yesterday, I didn't do an out of theater reaction for it, but I went to go see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yep.
And I've been thinking about what I want to say about it.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so this will be a spoiler-free review. I had a fun time with this. Is it my favorite Indiana Jones right now? No. I don't know whether people are going to like this or if it's just going to be, yeah, it was fun. If it's more of the same. There's some good scenes in it. It gets a bit wacky near the end. Oh. I'm like, okay, they all kind of get wacky near the end.
That Crystal Skull one went right off the rails.
With the UFO.
Yeah.
The saucer people there.
Yeah.
But you were okay with at the end of the first one, the divine power coming out of the ark there, shooting lightning out all the Nazis?
It seemed to make more sense in the context of the film. This weird elongated skulls and all that.
Anyway.
It was just, I don't know, it was a big stretch for that one.
If you thought UFOs and saucer people in the last one was wacky, you might not care for the end of this one, because I found it more comic book wacky.
Oh.
But I had a fun time. There's a great Morocco chase scene that we see in the trailers there, where they're on the rickshaws.
Yeah.
That goes for quite a bit, but they do break it up. It's quite fun. I had a really good time with that one there. There's a little bit of underwater stuff, which I enjoyed.
Everyone's going underwater these days.
Yeah. There's a whole cave sequence it's all right.
Is there many snakes?
I'm not gonna ruin that. I'm not gonna spoil that. Okay.
You don't like snakes. When I said snakes, she likes deer.
There's you gotta see the movie for that. Indiana Jones is back in the first, I think, 20 minutes or so is all in the past.
Right.
So it's the de-aging.
Yeah. Was that Uncanny Valley? Did you take it? Did you?
A little bit Uncanny Valley at times, but mostly it was pretty good. Oh. He doesn't say very much, and they try to have his lips not on camera when he's saying stuff. Helps. But there are times when he's saying stuff and looks a little bit Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
And they might have been a lot of delays with making this, and they ran out of time. Who knows?
I'd like to see it as soon as I can. I've just been working. You've been on vacation.
Overall, I had a fun experience.
Yeah.
I took our daughter to go see it.
I don't know if she liked it or not. She was confused.
She kind of had no reaction.
She was confused if she liked it or not. So I don't know.
She came out of it just meh.
I don't know. No, she didn't say.
She said she liked it.
Okay.
I enjoyed this, and it's kind of, to me, this is the best that we could have gotten at this time.
Okay.
Harrison Ford is 80 years old, okay?
Well, it doesn't mean anything.
There are times during that first 20 minutes where he's running in that, and I'm like, he ain't running like a guy in his 30s.
Listen,
he's running like a guy in his late 70s who's really going at it and is really healthy.
He's like the same age as my dad. My dad could run if he had to.
Yeah.
My mom, not so much.
What I'm saying is, when you get a guy in his late 70s trying to make a movie like this, you can only get him to do so much, right?
Right. As long as he's running faster than the person that's chasing him, that's all that matters.
So, Toby Jones shows up in this because he's in everything?
He is in everything. He's like, we need someone to act in a movie. Let's call Toby
I'm going to look him up on IMDb.
He is in everything these days.
Yeah, he is.
And he often has a small role. He often doesn't have a big role, but it's often a role that's kind of important, but it's small.
So I just saw Toby Jones at the end of last year in Empire of Light, which was one of those awards movies. And let me tell you, don't waste your time with it.
Good acting.
Okay. He's in The Hunger Games, apparently. I had no idea. I don't remember much of that movie.
Almost.
He's in the MCU because he was in all of those he's in the first two Captain America movies.
Yeah. Because sometimes he's in costume. I didn't even know it was him.
He was in that Tetris movie that we never got to see. Didn't hear anything good about it, though. We just saw him in The Pale Blue Eye with
I think
Christian
he has
Bale.
fun doing these kind of interesting roles. He always usually has an interesting role.
He came back for the Marvel What If animated series to do the voice of Zola. Of course he would do that. He shows up for a day and get paid a whole bunch of money.
Like I said, it's usually not very long that he's in something. He's usually not like the main character, but he always seems to carve out a good role though.
He was in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Why not?
So that was the second one of that Jurassic World trilogy.
Right.
Which I didn't really care for it myself. Anyway, point is,
He's
Toby
in
Jones
everything.
shows up in Indy 5, and he's just another supporting character, and there's tons of people that show up in these small supporting roles
Right.
just so they can be in it. I mean, it's on the cast list that, what's his name? Puss in Boots, Antonio Banderas. He shows up in just a small role as one of Indy's old friends, you know?
That's fun.
We know Sala's in it from the trailer. Yeah. He shows up for a little bit.
Well, he was an important character in the other one, the old one.
Okay.
What one is he in?
I'm not going to spoil it, but we find out what happened to Mutt. Okay? In case you were, like, you know, if you love Crystal Skull that much and you really love the character of Henry Jones III, a.k.a. Mutt.
Okay.
We find out more about that character, and there's actually a story about Indy and his family.
Yeah, that's what
it's a secondary story. It's a very small part of the story, but it's really well done.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Anyway,
I really enjoyed that. So
I'm looking forward to it.
This was a fun time. I don't know if kids are going to go see this. It's not projected to have a big box office opening.
Well, our kid didn't like it.
I think that could be because, well, they don't have the nostalgia for this.
Well, you did show her all the movies.
I did, but that was just recently.
I remember talking to one of her friends. He never saw it. He hasn't seen any of those movies.
But also,
before.
She didn't grow up watching them like we did. I grew up watching them as a little kid.
Well,
I shouldn't have.
I didn't see them till I was older. I saw one of them maybe when I was younger, but we didn't go.
When you say older, how old were you when you saw the first Indiana Jones movie? Yeah, so that would be good. Maybe. I saw them before I was a teenager, which probably was a mistake on my part, but
yeah, because we didn't go to the movies when I was
anyway.
Very rarely.
But we grew up watching them all these years.
Yeah.
She only recently saw them, so then if she doesn't have the nostalgia for it, all these years of being able to enjoy them over and over again.
She's also 15 now, and she does it. That's her whole thing. It's not giving a damn much about things. So
well, that's every 15-year-old. But if you saw these movies first time when you were 15, you would care about them a lot more as you grow up.
Right.
Okay? But if you just saw them recently, it's like, okay, some of them were good and then some of them weren't so good. So it's I had a fun time with it. Maybe a lot of that is nostalgia. It's not my favorite, but I had a really good time. So I give this a best movie ever. There's a bunch of people that show up in it. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character is, she's pretty good. She was fun. I know people were already complaining. Like, toxic fans online were complaining about her character.
Oh, isn't she supposed to be Marion's kid or something?
No. In the trailer, they say that she is his goddaughter.
Oh, not Marion's kid.
No.
Oh, for some reason I thought she was Marion's kid.
Marion had Mutt.
Oh, that was my... I don't remember that. The Crystal Skull thing.
You got to rewatch these movies
I don't want
sometimes.
to, because that one has a sour taste in my mouth. That Crystal Skull thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it.
Anyway.
I personally don't mind it.
I'm still looking forward to it. I'll be wary of the ending. Maybe I'll just close my eyes and plug my ears at the ending.
I recommend go checking this out. If you're a fan of this franchise, go check it out on a big screen. It's playing in IMAX, so if you really love this franchise. And that's another thing, because when I was there, it's mostly an older audience. I'd say when Crystal Skull came out, that was really the best time to come out with another Indiana Jones movie, because now it's been, when did Crystal Skull come out? 2008?
I don't know.
So
a long time ago.
That means that's been 15 years. So that's a whole other generation now that hasn't been exposed to that stuff.
I think people know who Indiana Jones is.
Not everyone.
Well, it's pretty... I mean, I went into the card shop there and there was Indiana Jones memorabilia.
It makes me wonder if this franchise is gonna die out with this generation, or if they're gonna try and reboot it to get younger fans back. They'll just cast a younger Indiana Jones for more adventures.
I think they need to maybe get a woman in there. Go to Egypt. That would be interesting. That's what I would do. Go back to Egypt.
But how would you do
You
that
think
as
of
Indiana Jones?
You think of archaeology today. What's the most interesting archaeology happening? Still happening there. They're like doing all those like neutrinos or whatever at the pyramids and finding these holes in these like vaults and stuff with new imagery and stuff. That's the most interesting archaeology. Anyway.
Okay. But these movies are about, in the past, right? So this one's in
but you could do it from the present.
This one's in the late 60s. It's in 69, I gathered.
Oh, you could still do it.
And they do a good job of recreating that time period. So yeah, I look forward to going seeing this again. I'll take you to go see it.
I'm going to go see it. I just have to stop working.
Yeah. I'd recommend go checking it out. As I said, I give it a best movie ever.
Okay.
For Indy 5 there.